Hello everyone, this is Blackadder at the RTS League channel and we are here with the bronze banner match between DoD and TSM, and first map is Sea of Worms again. So let's look how is TSM player's starting position. As you can see, he is going right for wood, so he is preparing to go for the Great Sea in the right corner, or rather the right side. And he is looking for some nice spot here. Doesn't see any fish as of yet, but we'll see soon enough if he... Yeah, he discovered just the 2 spot. That's a decent one. And now he's looking for Sensui, who is playing Oranos. I didn't even mention that player is playing Zeus because that's kind of obvious. But Sensui, as an Oranos, is also closing in on the water. And as you can see, we will see a similar to Merit battle, and he got lucky and has the 3 spot right next there. For dots, we can see that Shelty, also playing Oranos, doesn't see any fish, so once he finishes the dock, he is fine as well. This water is not really problematic and you usually can find a lot of fishing spots there. As you can see, Titu already has a dock up, and he is also playing Oranos, so we have double Oranos against Oranos and Zeus. Looking at the positions, well, T2 has kinda okayish. He sees the bars here, so that's pretty much okay. He doesn't yet see any Begold, and his main TC is actually in the range of water fire from the sea chips. That could be problematic later on if they lose the water, so one thing to think about for them. Looking at Shelty, he has kind of decent food. Yeah, there are the bars, so he is seen quite a lot. Between him and Sensui, there's this gold, but other than that, they see just this one gold mine between them. Now that's interesting. Looking at Sensui's position, well, he has the chickens here and some berries, similar to Shelty, and well, these are his boars. If he need it, he can go there. As for the other TCs, this will most obviously be in water range as well. So this is pretty much 1-1 on TC water range. So that's even and a pretty fair map. And looking at others, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, they can pretty much, Sensui and Shelty can pick which of this or this is actually theirs. Not really a problem. And let's look at the relics here. 10% villager farming rate. Alright. Useful for anyone. And 5% building crush armor. Same thing here. We are nearing 3 minutes, so we might possibly see some interesting development in the advancement age. You can see that player has a really nice spot here. 3, 2, actually 3, 4. Well, that's pretty nice. Who is having problem here is Sensui. He has to travel a long way, and he has built a dock very close to Shelty, who was faster and was able to actually take the fishing spots that are closer here. So this will be quite a pitched battle for the fishing spots, and Sensui is gonna have kinda bad start. Oh, look at all the way he has to go for the fishing spots. Well, that's seriously far. No, whales are not gatherable here. And he has to go all the way here. Well, that's pretty terrible for him. Well, that's the dock placement. And Shelty was faster and won. On the top, you can see that Tito is in a similar position as player, also having quite a lot of fishing spots. We might be interested in some advances. As you can see, Tito is already 30% through Prometheus. That's going to be like 430 advance. That's pretty nice. And Shelty is going to be pretty similar. A few seconds late, but not really all that much. Sensui, even though he has slow start, he is having a very decent advance time. But I'm thinking that this problem with fishing spots will come in play pretty soon. Player is already halfway through Athena and will be preparing, as you can see, looking at the willies, at a decent classical fight. So nothing like fast heroic or some such. what you could possibly expect from Zeus. Let's have a quick look at another relic. Pegasus, not much, and human soldier piece armor. Alright. Alright. You can see that everybody's pretty much advanced. Okay, literally everybody. And we have the first boats coming in for the kill. So far it's just the DoD guy. They are pretty much waiting here, and yeah, Sensu is here. And we see a lot of Valors being played, so we can expect some Oracle raiding, I would guess. That's all the multiple colored dots on the minimap. And there's some significant one of teal in the green base. I'm just gonna look there as soon as this battle is somehow delayed. Because here, so far, it looks very much in TSM's favor. Basically, Sensui is fighting near his dock. Same can be said about Shelty, but since TSM are defending, they have the dock fire, and player is also helping through the much better and superior Greek ships. Otherwise, those have quite a sizable fleet here. Okay, let's check the land. Nothing much was done by the Teal Valor guys. They didn't even take out this tower. T2 just complain about lag, but you have Sensui playing, so you should really count with that. And you don't really see anyone taking some unnecessary risks on the water. They do not want to lose the advantage they have, especially these guys on the bottom. TSM really have the upper hand in the water battle, because if they engage in some crucial big fight, they have the restoration, and that's really going to tip the scales of the battle, because that's like another army right there. Altai is asking if this is random all map, and now this is a set map, because the whole set is best of 5, and first and fourth maps are set. First is Sea of Worms RTSL version, that's a version with towers instead of fortresses. Second map is loser's home map of the team that loses this map. Third one is the other team's home map, and fourth is on Lamia. That's another community created map which is pretty open and fun to play. And we had seen quite a nice game in the grand finals on that. If needed, the fifth game is random. You can see quite a nice battle here, and we might be, yeah, just about to say that this is a restoration battle. And as you can see, TSMs are advancing further, dots were forced to retreat, and just now their ships are getting kinda killed, because TSMs managed to actually separate their armies. And you can see that player has quite a lot of ships here, like 10 plus, and that's a lot of strength when playing Greek. But still, does have quite a sizable fleet, as I have been saying earlier, and they are able to compensate so far. They actually are looking pretty good here, or pretty good, not too bad. But even the dock supporting fire is not really enough. As you can see, player did a nice flank there and was able to actually go into the back of T2's army and somehow divide him. That was kinda nice play, because it eased the pressure on the main line and actually allowed players' ships to fully employ their superior quality. And this pretty much means that Chelte is just on 3 ships and is being harassed on the land by the Minotaur, and actually almost took down the dock. And Minotaur coming back, and huge Navy, 15 ships by player. Well, that's a lot. Looking at the minimap, you can see that T2 has already taken second TC and is planning to play a bit boomingly because they probably expect that they will lose the water. Right now, I would guess it's pretty certain, and they need to transfer to land kind of soonish if they want to survive the game. TSMs are already taking second TC as well, namely player. Well, Shelter is out of the water altogether, pretty much, once this dock is out. And, well, you can see that Sensui is not really supporting as much. He's just now concentrating on building his echo, because the player is owning the water. And we can see some blobs here. Shelter is already prepared with a nice land army. Sensui, well, he thought he could go for some raiding, but not really. And he's forced to retreat. Maybe he could be thinking about some earlier advance. Someone. Well, not Sensui. How about player? Now. Shelty also not advancing, and T2 not. Okay, so everybody will be just booming now. And, well, T2 is not really giving up on the water, as TSMs probably expected, especially Sensui, who just stopped making warboats, and he has to resume, because otherwise he would be in trouble. But this is nice raid, but this is the end of you, Minotaur. Well, this is pretty much, I was gonna say, stalling tactic by T2, but he's really going full all in into the water. He is not giving up. He is trying to make TSM to commit to the water a bit more, so the Chelsea actually has chance to mount some land offensive against Sensui. That's a decent play there, and might actually work, because Tito is the one on 2 TCs. You can see TSM player is actually on 3 right now. But going back to Tito, he's at 2 TCs, so he has decent echo and can actually afford to tie TSM on the water and make them commit there. And Tito is doing a pretty good job of that. Player is having all kinds of trouble closing the game here, as Sensor is not really helping him. I'm just gonna check real quick. I think he has really given up, and I think this is just a 1v1 between player and T2 now. Player should obviously have an advantage here because of the 3 TCs. Not that it's so easy to actually reach pop on water when you have that many TCs this rather early in the game, but he is playing quite well here. Let's check the land army here. We have finally some clash between Shelty and Sensui, and this shockwave actually helped Sensui to stop the advance of Shelty, who was for sure looking to do some fun. And he is still looking to do so. The Cherry Ballista is actually quite nice play here. That's kinda admitting that you will be more of a defensive there, but it's correct to recognize that and adapt your strategy. This way, Shelty can't really do much damage to him, and Sensui will be able to provide pretty comfortable buffer to player, who is already sending release and building military buildings right there. TSMs are leaving this right side of the map pretty open, and this could be kind of dangerous if they don't pay enough attention. You can see that T2 is already joining with Shelty. So, if player is still committed in water, he doesn't have all that many resources, or rather population limit on the land, to actually help Sensui all that much. And T2 is at 3 TCs as well. You can see that Shelty is taken second, but Sensui not. Oh, right now he just clicked. And Sensui is trying to flank Shelty somehow. But it's kinda risky, because this could turn into a horrible attack at his base without actually any meaningful help from player, who is still committed to water full scale pretty much. He's still having 15 boats here. You can see that Sensui is trying to go right deep, and will he actually manage to take this in time? He should be in time. If he micros at least a bit. Ha ha ha! Nice shockwave that saved the situation. Oh my, that's a value of ceasefire right there. Well, very well played. And you can see player is through Apollo right now. That was nicely done. Nicely done, and then eliminated Sensui's threat on the TC of Shelty. Some decent smallish skirmish here. Nothing really all that interesting for the remainder of the game. And hahaha, since we actually found Titus gold willies, who had pretty much all of them on one spot, one just paid with his life, and that was kind of a careless from Shelty, who probably forgot to properly follow his guys. But right now, this should be the end of Sensui's army pretty much. It's just a question of time if some will actually kill some of these willies here. Will they or will they not? No, they won't. On the other side of the map, we can see that Tito is still not really doing anything. He's just booming, and is he possibly advancing somewhere? He is through Theia. But I'm kinda curious if he wasn't going for some faster mythic here. He might as well be with 3 TCs there. But anyway, Tito just lost all his army because he simply wasn't paying attention. And wow, suffered quite some damage there. But still nothing interesting. But the dots are playing well this. Because they want to take this TC, which is pretty much the most strategic position there. And let's look at the water. Player is actually now using some sea chips to help him in the water, because the battle is still raging on. It's still not decided who will take it in the end. But player went for a faster mythic, and right now is through Hephaestus, and that's going to be very deadly for Oranosis. You can expect Myrmidon spam and Colossi spam, yeah. And will this TC come up? No, well, at this point it looks it should really, because there's a lot of army from both dots. And this TC should be coming up safely rather, for green. It's supported by blue fortress and further military buildings, so that should be pretty much fine. I don't think Tito is not really paying enough attention on the land. He's just trying to micro on the water and forgetting about this land army. Yes, Tito also going through some faster mythic, and he is building Tartaring at this big TC. It's not exactly specially placed, because he wanted it more like here, to actually disrupt the trade route here. Anyway, here's some first interesting battle brewing on. Colossi kind of trapped inside Shelty's army. And a lot of blue on the back because of the underworld passage, of course. That means TC down for T2. And of course, this will be another TC down here pretty soon. Because they don't really have anything here. And they have all their armies at the middle, and they are trying to take the underworld passage from this side, which is the only thing they can really do. And since the villies are dead, nobody will be repairing this. And can they actually take it down though? Because they have pretty much turmas that don't really deal any damage. any significant damage to buildings, but it's down. So the fun is more or less over, but still, 2 Colossi and a Helipoli can actually take down all the TCs here. They don't really have anything to defend. That's a problem for DoD. If TSM can properly capitalize on this, this could be a quite tough situation for DoDs. Right now it's pretty much up to Sensui, because players Bob is kind of bound on the top and possibly still a bit on the water. But as you can see on the water, there's not really all that much fighting going on. Those 3 dots are just preventing Sensui from taking any fishing spots. That's a decent play there. But other than that, it doesn't seem either T2 or player is really interested in any water fight anymore. They're just concentrating on the land here. And we can see that player is right now supporting his army here. Not really sure why he isn't actually making Myrmidons. But well, okay. Whatever floats his boat. And you can see that dots have really pushed through here. And this doesn't really bode well for dots. Especially once the Titan comes up, they'll be in all kinds of trouble. Some small regiment coming to help from Shelty. That's not really nearly enough, and this TC is gone. And as you can see, even this upgrade won't come up. Just 6% before it was finished for better buildings. Okay, that's what you call a tough luck. Okay, so this is pretty much secured for the TSMs. And how is it looking here? Oh, nicely done. Nicely done. That's one less Colossi to worry about. But other than that, this one is dead. Colossi and Helipoli eliminated. But dots resign because this battle in the middle is really not going their way. And once the Titan was up, it was pretty much done anyway. That was a GG and nicely played from TSM, who are now leading 1-0 in this best of 5 bronze banner match. Player was definitely the MVP through the whole game. Not really any doubt about that. I can see that's pretty insane. Pretty insane, to be honest. Yeah, it was really good. GG.